Assalamu alaikum and welcome to all viewers. My name is Akil Abbas and you are watching the Realm Academy. Today I will try to inculcate you the basic concepts of vectors. So let's start. Vectors were developed in the late 19th century as mathematical tools for studying physics. Later on, it became an essential tool for anyone using mathematics or physics. For example, to navigate, pilots need to know what effect a crosswind will have on the direction in which they intend to fly. To build bridges, engineers need to know what load a particular design will support. Many other technological examples have made vectors an integral part of studying physics. We can define a vector as a mathematical quantity having both magnitude and direction. Some quantities, for example weight, velocity or friction, require both magnitude or we can say size and a direction for a complete description and are called vectors. Unlike scalars, they cannot be added, subtracted and multiplied by using ordinary algebra but obey the rules of vector algebra. Vectors can be represented in two ways: symbolic representation and graphical representation. Symbolically, a vector is represented by a bold-faced letter either capitalized or small. For example, capital F in its bold form or small f in its bold form is indicating vector quantity. Vector can also be represented by a simple faced letter with an arrow over or below it, for example A, B, C or D written like this. To indicate the only magnitude of a vector, the letter printed in italics or mathematician's absolute value sign may be used like this. Graphically, a vector is represented by the arrow. The length of the arrow gives the magnitude under certain scale, as this vector is about, you can see from here, 8.7 centimeters long, and the arrowhead points in the direction of the vector. The starting point of the vector is called tail and the end point is called the head of the vector. Just knowing the definition and representation of vectors is not considered enough in practical science until we apply them. Using vectors in applications usually requires us to place them on a coordinate plane or axis. Let's try to understand what is this coordinate axis. The Cartesian coordinate system, or another name rectangular coordinate system, consists of a horizontal line called x-axis and a vertical line called y-axis intersecting at right angle, means 90 degree, at the point of intersection called origin, denoted by O. These x and y axes are also called reference axes. Commonly, we say positive x-axis when we move right from the origin on the x-axis, and negative when we move left from the origin. Similarly, we say positive y-axis when we move up from the origin on the y-axis, and negative when we move down from the origin y-axis. Here is a question: how can we draw a vector on a Cartesian coordinate system? The answer is very simple if you guys pay more attention to this concept. Let's choose a point on a Cartesian coordinate system, say PAB. What does this PAB mean? It means if you start moving A units toward the x-axis from the origin and B units toward the y-axis, then you will reach point P. It means we can say that PAB is the substitution of point PXY, as A is indicating the distance moved or units moved on x-axis and B is indicating on y-axis. So directly from the origin we can draw a vector like this, giving the name to this vector as vector D. The direction of vector D in this plane is denoted by the angle which the vector makes with a positive x-axis in the anti-clockwise direction and denoted by theta. Let's discuss Cartesian coordinates in space. Space means three dimensions or axes, each at right angles, say x, y, and the third is z-axis, as you can see here. As the screen is a two-dimensional plane, so I cannot draw the third dimension which is coming outward from the screen. The point in space is denoted as P, A, B, C, which is the substitution of point P, X, Y, and Z, as we have discussed earlier. A indicating the units move along x-axis, B along y-axis, and C along z-axis. Let's draw a vector for this point. Here, vector with the dotted line is just the projection of vector D. To just elaborate that this vector D is in 3D space. Point P, A, B, C means the body has to move the A unit along x-axis, C unit along z-axis, and B unit along y-axis to reach this point. The vector D making an angle with the reference line of x-axis is denoted by alpha, with the y-axis denoted by beta, and with the z-axis denoted by gamma. Here is the end of our today lecture. I hope you liked this video and learned something new from it. If so, then hit the like button and do not forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications to see more interesting videos in the future. Now we will meet in the next video. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.